celebrating everything the Coastal Bend has to offer.
This is a great place to live, so let's talk about it.
Get the scoop on the latest trends, popular fashions, hottest music, exciting events, and so much more.
Come on, let's have some fun.
This is Coastal Living on KZTV.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coastal Living, the at-home edition. We hope you are all enjoying your day so far. Jocelyn and I want to start something new for Thursdays. Thursday is kind of close to the weekend. We're sort of winding down from our hectic weeks. And with everything going on in the world, we wanted to start something called Thoughtful Thursday. So we hope to inspire you all to start a new habit of being aware of your surroundings, aware of the people around you, aware that we are all connected and we are all one, and your ability to do thoughtful things for people you love, for strangers, or just random acts of kindness to improve not only your own well-being, but that of people that you may not even know personally. Now, Jocelyn, you're one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met in my entire life. What does it mean to you to establish a day like Thoughtful Thursday?
Well, the feeling is mutual, Clarissa. I have to say, we are all equal, and we should all treat each other with love, respect, no matter what, really. There's just so much going on in the world, and I feel like we can talk about this for a very long time, but at the end of the day, it's just, you know, something we've always been told is to treat others the way you want to be treated. And I've talked about before how breaking bad habits is something we should all work on, but a habit that we should already inherit is the fact that, you know, we're all in this together and that we should all love one another. If there's anything that we can do in this world, it is to just spread kindness and spread love, because we should all be created equally. And like I said, I could just go on this topic for a very long time, but at the end of the day, it's all about treating each other with respect and with love.
Amen to that. So guys, we want to challenge you to make this a lifestyle, not just on Thursdays, every day, but we're going to remind you on Thursdays to be thoughtful, to be mindful of the people around you, mindful of your daily acts, and mindful of the respect that we should carry for one another. And I know that it each starts with one person, and that's you. And I promise it's contagious. The thoughtfulness, the gratitude, the acts of kindness, it's very contagious, and that's how we can spread love and joy throughout the world. Okay, speaking of spreading love and joy, I know one thing that really makes people happy is getting outdoors and getting on a boat or fishing from a dock, especially living here in the Coastal Bend. Well, all week long, we've been celebrating National Fishing and Boating Week. So, I mean, how could we continue without another awesome segment from Captain John Little? Today, he's talking Hooks 101. Let's see what he has to share with us.
Please welcome Captain John Little, and get ready to take notes because today we're having a Fishing Hooks 101 lesson.
Exactly,
am I right?
we are. Well, you're right.
Okay.
So there's thousands of hooks to choose from. Whenever you get to Academy, or if you get out to Roy's Bait and Tackle, anywhere in a Corpus local bend, there are thousands and thousands of hooks to choose from.
It can be overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming. So what I did is kind of narrowed it down for you. We have 5 hooks here. These 5 hooks are the typical hooks that you're going to see most guides and most successful fishermen use around our area.
All right.
So we're going to start out with the Kale Hook, which is exactly what we were using on our fishing trip when we went together. And this hook right here is a very good hook for live bait. Whenever you hook up a live shrimp, a live croaker, even live crab, anything live can swim freely with this, and that's the main objective, is to try to get your bait to look like it's natural, like it's swimming freely, like there's nothing hooked onto it. This hook does that for you. Now the next hook, it's a little more complex. This is the Treble Hook. The Treble Hook is been around, it's been around for years and years. I remember whenever I was 4 or 5 years old, getting these things stuck in my fingers because there's so many barbs and so many
ways
hooks
to get stuck with that thing.
So that being said, it does the same thing to the fish whenever they eat it. So it's a very good hook to increase your catch rate. So
What kind of bait are we using with these?
Same thing. You can use this for live shrimp. You can use this for live piggy perch, live croaker. You can use this pretty much in the same manner as you use the Kale Hook. But
what's your method? Because with the Kale Hook, you can go through and still keep that shrimp alive or whatever the bait is. How are we baiting them on here?
You're going to use one of the barbs instead of all three of the barbs for the live. If you're using it for dead, of course, you're going to utilize every single barb that you have. So whenever you hook on a piece of dead shrimp on here, you'd start with the head and you would hook the head here and then wrap the body around naturally. You know how they curl? So the curl of the shrimp will naturally roll around this bait and you will hook the tail on the very last hook. And it'll be a perfect little round bait that's sitting there. Just looks like a dead piece of shrimp laying on the bottom. Your black drum, even the trout, they're gonna suck it up just like it's normal. Definitely.
So I feel like maybe for a beginner, we're better off with this one because the bait is more likely to stay on and it's less
This hook is a lot less going on. You're not gonna have to worry about too much with the Kale Hook. Like I said, there's less there for the bait to drag through the water, so it's gonna look more natural. With the Treble Hook, if you're having a hard time catching, sometimes people will have a hard time hooking up with these Kale Hooks, so you switch over to the Treble, and of course, with more
there's more ways
barbs,
to get stuck there,
exactly. Your catch rate's going to go up.
Are those a pain to take out once you've caught the fish?
They are. A lot of my clients, whenever I take clients out that use artificials, a lot of times these are the #1 hooks that I'm removing from either the inside, you can see on my hand I have several scars from it to where we've had to take several out. So
leave it to the professionals.
This hook is probably the most dangerous, getting stuck into the skin. And then we can move on to another hook here. This actually originated in the bass fishing, freshwater world. And it's a weighted, you can see how the weight holds it down naturally on the bottom whenever you're dragging it across the bottom. Of course, it's gonna drag your bait behind it naturally. And it's just a weighted hook, that's all it is. It's just got a small piece of lead that's attached to it. And unlike the Kale Hook, it's got the weight on it. So instead of having a weight drag down your leader line, the weight just holds the hook down for you. So that's another good for drum on the bottom and also for redfish on the bottom. And then of course, you have the jig head. The jig head, it's the exact same thing as the other with the weight attached to the shank of it, but this one has it right on the head of it. And if you remember last week's segment, we did the soft plastics.
That's right.
This is the #1 hook for rigging up a soft plastic lure. Although you can use a soft plastic on this hook as well, this jig head is primarily the #1 use for around this area. So that kind of, it narrows it down for you. Whenever you go to Academy, you don't have to sit and worry about all of these thousands of hooks. These 5 hooks right here will get the job done for you. Don't get sucked into the gimmicks of these wonderful big monster hooks and everything. This is a specialized hook for offshore fishing and for the beach fishing. It's a huge shark hook. It's a circle hook, and they do have them in the smaller, but this, I just wanted y'all to be able to see. There are a lot of big different hooks out there. Don't get sucked into
You can catch your next boyfriend with this hook. I don't know if he'll want to come back though, if he'll want to stick around. Well, I know I learned a lot. I didn't realize there was so much that went into hooks and what you're using with live bait and the fake bait. So what is it? It's not fake bait. What's it called?
Artificial.
Artificial. Sorry.
Yep. It's fake bait. That's what it is.
We have to be professionals here. But if you are working with this guy, make sure that you've got a professional with you to release that fish because that can get pretty dangerous.
It does.
And the last thing you want to do is be in the middle of the water on a boat like, oh, it's stuck in my hand.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Captain John Little.
Yes,
we enjoy having you every week to teach us more and more about how to utilize the beautiful waters here in the coastal bend and head out there and catch some fish.
Once again, thank you, Captain John Little, for sharing your expertise with us. Hopefully we inspired a few of our viewers out there to feel very comfortable with their hook knowledge and knowing that they'll get the next big catch out there when they hit the water. We have a great show coming up for you all today. We are lunching local with Coastal Community and Teachers Credit Union. Find out where later in the show. Plus, we have your Coastal Living Daily Challenge, and we're giving you a reason to smile with Bella Dental when we return.
You're watching Coastal Living on KZTV, the only lifestyle show made in the Coastal Bend for the Coastal Bend.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.